What's up? What's up? What's up?
Welcome, fellow Amerikaners, to the Common Ground Show. I am your host, Thomas. This is the other host, Jacoby, as you can clearly see, because their stupid names are there. Our
Yeah.
show is here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to find common ground amongst all living, breathing Americans. We think that we can find common ground in anything and everything. We might completely disagree with you, but the common ground that we will have is the fact that we will respect your opinion, and we desire you to respect our opinion. As long as that opinion falls within the framework of the Constitution, we're here for it. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what we're here for. And so if you agree with that, please subscribe. Please help us to grow. But if you don't agree with that, don't subscribe. But do let us know so that we can bring you on the show and debate you and change your opinion of the situation. So without further ado, we are going to jump into a segment called Thomas Talks. It's a wonderful thing. I get to talk. And so I have a I have a
It's
few. That is so dumb. I have a few. We just lost anybody and everybody that's going to watch this thing. I have a few different talking points that might be flying under the radar a little bit for you this week. And so I just wanted to bring those up and have a discussion. I'd love to hear your opinion on them. And so we'll start off with, first and foremost, today is Trump's 1 year anniversary of his second term, whether you like it or not. We are 1 year in on 4 years. So it's crazy how quickly 365 days can go. I mean, that is just insane. But one thing I wanted to look at was one of his big promises when he came into office, whether you agree with this or you do not agree with this. That was to be mass deportations, kick out any and all of the illegal aliens that are in this country that are not here because they're not citizens. They came across our border, they came in boats, whatever you want to say. They came here illegally and they do not have any status of legality to be in this country. And he said, I'm going to get them out. So, in 1 full year of passing, this is from the Department of Homeland Security. It says the U.S. Department of Homeland Security announced historic progress in securing the homeland, highlighting a year of record-breaking achievement of more than 2.5 million illegal aliens leaving the U.S. Since January of last year, DHS enforcement operations have resulted in more than 605,000 deportations. DHS has prioritized removing the worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens as part of Trump administration efforts to return law and order to the United States. Additionally, thanks to the comprehensive efforts of DHS law enforcement, 1.9 million illegal aliens have voluntarily self-deported since January of last year. We encourage all illegal aliens to use the CBP Home app to get a free flight home for Christmas and $1,000. So you came into our country and did whatever you wanted to in our country illegally, and then we gave you a free flight home and $1,000. You're welcome. That's freaking sick, and I love it. What I do love, though, is the burden. I meant to look this up, but the burden of illegal aliens the economy is staggering compared to what's 1,000 by 1.9 million. I don't know. I'm too stupid to figure that out. Let's see here. Tax burden of illegal aliens
yeah, I'm not sure.
on the economy. Guys, I can't spell well, so be patient. All right, so undocumented immigrants contribute significantly to the U.S. economy through taxes, with estimates indicating they paid nearly $96 billion in federal, state, and local taxes. While they pay substantial taxes, they are generally ineligible for major federal benefits such as Social Security, Medicare, and unemployment. All right, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, so they pay $96 billion in taxes. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Okay, one estimate suggests a net cost of 84 to 94 billion per year, arguing that they receive $2.40 in services for every $1 paid in taxes. And this says, it says net cost perspective. Some analysis argue that despite tax contributions, the cost of providing services such as public education, emergency medical care, and law enforcement result in a net fiscal deficit. One estimate suggests a net cost of 84 to 94 billion per year. So I guess that's 84 to 94 additional billion. So no matter the fact that they're giving us $96 billion, it costs a good amount to keep them here. So however much, that is to, let's see here, where's my old calculator? My computer's old, so this is slow as dirt. All right, let's do that. Times. No. Let's do
I was trying to fix the audio.
1.9 million times 1,000. I am so dumb.
Are you using the calculator?
Yep. And I know these people are so stupid.
Well, I mean, I already know I am.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I'm not stupid enough to believe in Somalis. Somalis taking over. Is that what you said?
What? Somalis?
Yeah. Did you say something about Somalis?
So we spent $1.9 billion to fly them home. Well, we gave $1.9 billion out to save our country 84 to 94 billion in tax burden. I'll take it, if I'm understanding this correct. Anyways, that's pretty interesting. Hope you're still here. That took a long time, but that is.
We'll look back on this video, and we'll just cringe over ourselves, and then it'll be funny to look back. Or we never go anywhere from here. We stay right here.
But that is happy. That makes me happy. 2.5 million people that were not supposed to be here. They were supposed to be in some other country, supporting that country, not supporting this country. And so I do wonder, like, the amount of less stress on, find the area where the most of those 2.5 million left, and talk to the police, talk to all, like, EMS, talk to anybody that works in local government, and see what I don't know if they have been able to tell, like, a less strain on the system, because however many people have left that current system. And then, I mean, speak to, like, the people on the, like, just random drivers. Like, do you have a quicker commute to work? Like, if you remove 50,000 people from a geographical area, like, let's say they remove 50,000 people from Houston. Let's say there's 50,000 illegal aliens and they got them out of Houston. Like, I feel like, I mean, in a city of millions, I mean, there's got to be, you've got to feel a weight off on the road systems at some point in time. So that's just something that very interesting, wanted to think about, wanted to chat about. And so at 2.5 million, I think that the estimates for during Biden's 4 years. I think the estimates were around 15 to 20 million. Let's see here. Yeah, 10 to 11 million nationwide were brought in during Biden's administration. So if Trump does 2.5 million, then basically we'll get back down to pre-Biden years, which there's an estimate of like, I think between 20 and 40 million illegal aliens in this country. Mm-hmm. And so that's just insane. But again, it's not about, hey, I don't want you in this country. I do, if you're, a contributor to my country. I just don't want you here illegally. Like, if you want to be here, you need to be here. Come here the correct way. And if you need asylum, get asylum. Like, come here the correct way. Like, you wouldn't want me coming into your country, just washing up on a shore or jumping your fence and then coming in and being like, hey, can I have your job? No, you wouldn't want that. So why would you want somebody to do that in your country? All right. The second thing I wanted to bring up, and this is from.
Can I stop you before you go to the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've heard the thing said the most from that they use as a Christian perspective is God told us to protect those who are orphans and those who are not of the land, or whatever the case may be. And I believe through context, I believe it was Exodus. I think it was Exodus or Leviticus. But in that context, literally, they were talking, or God was speaking towards the sons of Israel. Like, he was already ordaining them as the sons of Israel, or as the people to carry the promise. And that was it. That it wasn't some like blanket thing that went amongst every nation. It was only towards the sons of Israel, to treat foreigners just like they were treated when they were in Egypt, because God was saying that, hey, I brought you out of Egypt, or treat these people just as I treated you and brought you out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to say that for the Christian audience, if we ever get a Christian audience and they look back at this video, because I think that's important for the context. At least the context I got, God was speaking towards the sons of Israel, the chosen people. That was it. It wasn't something that was like, all right, now today Americans are to accept foreigners. It's like, it's a risk to our security. It's a risk to our families. It's a risk to the nation. That's stupid, right?
No, it is, and there's many verses where it says to live in harmony, as a country, as a nation, as a people. And when you have individuals coming in that do not know your customs, do not know your laws, do not understand your history, do not respect your history because they don't understand your history. Like, how can you respect something that you don't understand? There's no harmony in that. And then also, I've got to think, like, if they're here, they've got to be sending money back home some way, somehow, to support loved ones back home. Yeah. And then that's stealing from our from our country. That's stealing from our economy. That's stealing from your local area which you live. And so, there's many of biblical references, and we'd love to have a discussion on that with somebody one day. But the main thing is that you want people, like the Tower of the Babel always comes to my mind. Like everybody was in one geographical location, and they always like, oh, we're all here, so why don't we build this massive building and structure, whatever you want to call it, and we can touch the heavens, get to God. And God was like, yeah, heck no. Let me give you all different languages, and you're going to disperse and go throughout all the land of the world. We weren't all meant to live in the same area. We're all different. And so if you are a capitalist, then you probably will enjoy living in America. If you are a socialist, then you'll probably enjoy living in Venezuela. If you're a communist, you'd probably enjoy living in China or Russia or North Korea or North Vietnam, or just Vietnam, I think now, but in Vietnam, the Vietnam War, then North Vietnam. Anyways, if you're Buddhist, you probably would enjoy living in India. I think they're Buddhist. I'm very sorry. I am ignorant to those things.
I think you're right.
But yeah, I think I'm right. Hindu, or they're Hindu.
I think it's
Daggone.
no Buddhist. Buddhist is Chinese.
No, they're maybe they're
Buddhist.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think Buddhist might be Thai or Chinese. Yeah, Indian is Hindu.
Yeah, India. Yeah, India is Hindu. And then
I said Indian. India. India is Hindu.
Buddhism comes from ancient India as well. So I guess they have multiple of them.
Man, that kid show.
I guess.
Shaolin Monks messed me up, man. I thought I knew. I thought it was Chinese.
So, well, there's that. Moving on to point number 2. This is from a Sean Ryan show that actually occurred last year, and this came to my. I just was scrolling, and this popped up to actually yesterday, and so I don't know where everything's going on with it. I've got some information on it, but this is from the Sean Ryan show with Jay Cal, C-A-L. I don't Jake Cole or Cal, whatever you want to call it. But it's from
that's a rapper.
So it's Jay Cal then. Yeah. This is from July 2025 of last year. It's his episode 214. This is Jay Cal was a British 22 Special Air Services, SAS for short, operator named Jay Cal. Discussed being under investigation and facing murder charges in the UK regarding an operation that he did, I think back in like 2010-ish. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about is apparently this stuff is ratcheting up in the UK. Apparently, if I'm wrong, somebody let me know. But it's really come to fruition post them having a lot of Muslims come into their country. I believe that's the take that is coming there. The incident that Jay Cal was referencing is he described a detention operation where his team was engaged by enemy combatants, leading him to make a decision to neutralize threats, which later resulted in a murder investigation. The investigation, Cal stated that 3 years after the incident, he was under investigation for murder. Context: the interview highlights a broader trend discussed on the show regarding British Special Forces members facing legal scrutiny for actions taken during their services. Jay Cal appeared on the Sean Ryan Show to share his story, discussing the incident, the subsequent legal pressure, and the intense nature of the SAS operations. And then I just Googled it, like, what's going on with that? And it's like, yes, Britain has faced issues with SAS members being investigated and potentially jailed for alleged war crimes, most notably recent arrests in 2024 for alleged Syrian incidents and ongoing inquiries into unlawful killings in Afghanistan. Though many past investigations concluded without prosecution, leading to internal conflicts and claims of systemic issues, despite Ministry of Defense Daniels. I don't know what that means. Syria, 5 serving SAS members were arrested by military police on suspicion of war crimes, including the alleged murder of a suspected jihadist. In Afghanistan during 2010 to 2013, extensive investigations, Operation Northmore, looked into claims of unlawful killings of Afghan detainees, with whistleblowers alleging routine murder, but the MOD closed the probe, finding insufficient evidence for prosecution. All the way back to 2005, a major crisis occurred when SAS members were detained by Iraqi forces. A rescue mission was launched to free them, highlighting tensions between special forces and regular army. So it's very interesting. I know that, listen, we have Leavenworth here in the United States for a reason, and that is for the unfortunate event when our military goes rogue and they do things that are outside the scope of the rules of engagement that they are held to, whether you agree with those rules of engagements or not. That's where they have military tribunals. But it's very interesting to think of that years later, you can be called into being questioned for things that occurred on missions that you were sent out on to do. Obviously, if they sat there and they had somebody that was tied up and they popped them in the head, that's probably a war crime, but if you sent somebody out and they killed somebody on the mission and they did it because they were, on the mission and they were under fire, that's probably not a war crime. So it'd be very interesting to see where this lands. Apparently there's a lot of SAS members that are just keeping quiet, and I hate that for them. I really do hope that I really do hope that they can get this handled. And because Britain's going through crap no matter what, with really a national identity crisis. America is going through an identity crisis right now. Like we are in a tug of war right now with the evil, in my opinion, of globalism, of communism, socialism, Marxism, against just the regular old school American way of life. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out in Britain, and how you treat your service members is a big reflection upon the culture of your country. I mean, they already arrest people that are praying in the street next to abortion clinics. They're not like stopping people from like getting into the clinic. They're just around, like praying, and so the culture of Britain is declining. It is changing, and so unless they get their act together, it's going to be very interesting to see where they are even in 5 years from now. And so that's going to be interesting. The next thing I wanted to bring up. Did you have anything, Jacoby?
No, I mean, I just think with that type of government, there has to be some type of regime like change, obviously, and they need to. Honestly, I feel like at this point overthrow their government. Uh, if they're being killed, like if military are being imprisoned or killed, I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I don't think they're getting killed. I think that'd be a lot.
I thought I saw in Sean Ryan's video that the guy was saying that um, there's guys that have been killed, or maybe I'm getting that wrong. I thought it was something like uh, t- towards their life for sure. Like,
I think they were just getting big time jail sentences. I, to be fair, guys, I haven't seen the video. I saw a 2 minute clip, of it, and the things that I've read you hear,
mm,
from quick Google searches and whatnot. So the main thing is that these things are on the horizon of how this stuff occurs. And it's probably happened here in America. We probably have people tomorrow morning that are going to be showing up to the courthouse for things that they did in the military. But you want to be aware of it. This is the thing. In our country, we are supposed to be aware of what's going on. We are not. We are a representative government, which means we don't just elect people and then just put our head in the sand. We elect people and we hold those people to the fire of truth and the fire of what we elected them to do. Because no matter how much you trust somebody, when you put somebody in a strong position of power and a position where they can gain more power and a lot of money and influence, you are very high likely to lose your grounding from where you came from. And so we need to be aware of these things. Everything could be above board with these SAS members. Everything could be truly above board, and J Cal is just pissed off. That could be the case. Okay, I don't know J Cal. I'd love to meet the guy. I would. Like, I would shake his hand. Like, I appreciate him going and fighting and serving to fight terrorists around the world. Like, I appreciate the heck out of that. And I really do hope that he is innocent. I hope everybody that they brought forward and that they're thinking of bringing forward is innocent, and that these charges, do not destroy people's lives. Like, people lose sight of the fact that you don't just go to court. Like, you have to get a lawyer. Lawyers aren't cheap, like, at
it's like
all.
$200 or $300 an hour.
Yeah, like, it's freaking insane. And so it can rack up quickly, and that's for freaking cheap lawyers sometimes, like, and that aren't good. No offense to you lawyers, but some of you aren't good. And so, like, right now, we're not a good podcast. Appreciate the two people watching.
But
So,
we're gonna be a great podcast.
yeah, great. One day. Great show. Great show. And so that, again, we want to be a well informed populace. That's what we want to be. Again, everything be above board. Let's just be informed about what's going on, so that if we do hear something, that we're like, hold up, I've heard about that before. It doesn't really catch us off guard. The next thing I wanted to bring up was the World Economic Forum is going on right now. And again, if you guys are not aware of the World Economic Forum, you can go to their website. You can look at everything that they want to do. They have a 2030 goal where you will own nothing and you will be happy. Don't know how they're going to accomplish that, but that's their goal. By 2030, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Again, it's on their website.
What's the name of this website again?
World Economic Forum.
And what's the validity of this website?
What do you mean, the validity of this website?
Like, is it how valid is the information for them to, like, what positions do they hold to be able to say something like that and we be
So
fearful?
what they do is they've been going. It's one of the. I've always equated them as like a think tank, in a way. And basically, they hold a forum every year, and they do things throughout the year as well. But every major leader goes to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like state representatives, like Mississippi, I think had a state representative a year or two ago that went to it. Everybody that is anybody that likes globalism goes to this thing and is about this thing. And so they're big on how they can create the world to be more globalistic, and that is basically the gist of it, from my opinion. And so they have a forum every single year. Again, everybody goes to it, and they have speakers across any and all segments of society, and then they also, and I think they have like probably breakout sessions too, and so it's just it's a very interesting group of individuals. This is what they have on the front page. World leaders from government, business, civil society, and academia will convene in Davos to engage in forward-looking discussions to address global issues and set priorities. This is the thing. It's one thing to sit there and be in like a classroom where you say, hey, let's have a conversation about this or that, and let's see where that conversation goes. The problem is that we now have this classroom on the world stage, and the individuals that can make something happen all go to this, and they all nod their head in unison, saying, yeah, I will give up my national sovereignty for the greater good. Yeah, yeah, what do you need from me? Yeah, we'll just make that happen for the greater good. And when you focus on the greater good, you forget the individual. And individualism is what we must focus on. Because when you forget about the individual, people get lost. And when people get lost, people get hurt. And so we have to focus on that. We cannot sit there and buy into globalism and sit there and say, oh, well, if my country is hurting, then every country gets to hurt. No. If your country is hurting, my country is strong, then guess what? I can come and help you. But no, we're not doing that. And Mark Carney, who is the Prime Minister of the beloved Canada, he actually spoke today, I think it was. He warns America's hegemony is destroying world order in candid speech. And so to give just a few quick notes on that, let's see here. Where'd it go? For decades, states with middle amounts of power like Canada participated in the rituals and largely avoided calling out the gaps between rhetoric and reality. Carney said in return, the U.S. allowed other states access to important systems. This bargain no longer works, Carney told the World Economic Forum. We are in the midst of a rupture, not a transition. But over the past 2 decades, great powers like the U.S. are increasingly using economic integration as weapons. He said this is causing countries to retreat into themselves, becoming less reliant on outside sources, which Carney warned will lead to greater fragmentation and volatility. What that means is that it's rupturing, what Trump is doing is rupturing the globalistic world order that has been being put in place since the end of World War II. This is an 80-year-old system that is being fractured. And it's been fractured, and within a year, of what Trump is doing. And it's sad that Carney can't see that Trump is trying to make he's trying to make each country strong in of themselves. He's trying to make it where if there is a typhoon that hits Japan, then Japan's going to be hurting. But if Canada was getting 100% or 50% of said product from Japan, then Canada is not going to be up the creek without a paddle, because they are able to create or import from a closer distance than Japan or whatever it might be. Like, and then they can send help out to Japan to help them out, because they're not focused on, oh my gosh, well, we're freaking hurting. So it's good news to me. This is my take. It's really good news to me to see that those that are globalist in the world, those that want world order, which Mark Carney did bring that up a few days ago. I think he was speaking to some Chinese individuals about, we're embracing the new world order, or the one world order. I don't want a one world order. I don't. And if you do, I would love to talk to you about that, because I don't want that. And what I want is, I want every single country to be as strong as possible for that specific country. When the United States goes to the bargaining table with that country, I want that country to bring the best of what they have on the bargaining table themselves. I want every country, when Spain goes to barter with France, I want it to be a slugfest. I don't want either one of them to be able to walk all over the other one. I want them to be like, well, shoot, man, Spain is strong. Shoot, man, France is strong. Like, that's what I want. I want every country that can to be strong. And one of those things that has to take place is, out of the 198 countries in the world, America doesn't send money to 177 of them. Please and thank you. What I want is that money that goes to 177 of them to come back to America. Please and thank you. If you can't sit there and run your country without aid from another country, then it begs the question, are you a country? Like, do you have national sovereignty if you can't sustain your own country without aid from another country? Like, it's just frustrating. It's freaking frustrating. And so I'm looking forward. I wish we could skip 3 more years and see how destroyed. My goal is, in 3 years, I want the World Economic Forum to have shut down. That's what I want. I want them to have shut down. I want them to have turned off the lights. I want Klaus Schwab, who I think is still the freaking president of the World Economic Forum. He look like, if you Google Klaus Schwab, this dude looks like every single evil villain in a Bond film, or every single evil villain in a freaking like superhero movie. And he even has a name like a freaking evil villain. Klaus Schwab.
Klaus,
I think.
Dude, he does look like an evil villain.
Yeah, he's freaking KLAUSSCHWAB. Like, yeah, he looks like a freaking evil villain. Oh, he resigned, I think, last year. Yeah, he resigned in April last year.
He's 87 years old.
Yeah.
His head looks like an M&M. It reminds me of an M&M.
I mean, the dude just...
He makes me want M&Ms.
That's kind of weird.
You don't see... Man, have you ever... Wait, all right. We're doing this.
Yeah, the World Economic Forum aims to improve the state of the world through public-private cooperation, which is terrible, focusing on global challenges like economic growth, climate change, technology, and societal well-being by bringing leaders together to shape agendas. Let me tell you guys, I said that's disgusting. When you have a public-private partnership, this is what happens. This is what happens with public-private partnerships. Is you have where the U.S. government can't spy on its people or can't track its people, but they have a partnership with, say, Amazon or with Tesla or whatever it might be, and they buy data from Tesla or Amazon on what the citizenry is doing. That is a very watered down version of what public-private partnerships can be used against the people for, and why you should be against public-private partnerships. I don't have an issue with the government saying, hey, ABC Corporation, we need to build a bridge. Let's pay ABC Corporation to build a bridge. Or, hey, Raytheon, we need a freaking new jet. Build us a jet. I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is when we sit there and we are in bed with each other, and neither one of them can operate without the other one. It's like NGOs, like non-government organizations. How much did we learn about NGOs in the first 100 days of this current presidency for Trump? That a lot of them shut down because guess what? They stopped getting money from the government. Tell me how that's a non-government organization when it shuts down because it stopped getting money from the freaking government. This is stupid. Freaking dumb. So, anyways, anything on that, Jacoby?
Yeah, a lot. Whoops. It's playing sound effects. Wrong one. How about we stop that? All right.
Did you do him compared to an Eminem?
That is what I'm doing now. How do you Eminem?
I thought you were doing this while I was talking.
Well, I was, dude.
That one.
Spot on. The peanut M&Ms. Peanut M&Ms.
Yeah, I can see it.
Dude. This.
That one in the middle.
This
fourth
one?
from the left, yeah. Next to it.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, I will say this in his defense. I will hate to see, not hate, because I hope that I take care of myself. But if I'm blessed to be 87 years old one day, then I hope that I will.
Nah, man, I've seen way better looking 87-year-olds than that. That's no excuse.
I mean, you just have his facial structure is his facial structure. I'm coming to his defense.
He could have been in the movie Conehead. He could have led. He could have been one of the leading characters. Matter of fact, he probably was. I mean, that wasn't that long ago.
He was the head of the World Economic Forum since 1971.
I felt like that was too soon. He was the head?
He was the head of the World Economic Forum since that time, I think.
Makes sense. Sounds like he has a lot of...
Yeah, he founded it. He founded it in 1971.
A lot of thoughts. A lot of leading thoughts. But, yeah, that was it. That was all I had.
Oh, well, what are your leading thoughts?
I said he had a lot of leading thoughts.
Oh.
Creative thoughts.
This is what they...
Pointed.
This is kind of...
Very pointed thoughts.
Let's see here. Where did it go? They said, World Economic Forum, we resolve between now and 2030 to end poverty and hunger everywhere, to combat inequalities within and among countries who build peaceful countries to build peaceful, just, and inclusive societies, to protect human rights and promote gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls, and to ensure the lasting protection of the planet.
What does the
Good,
empowerment in women and girls come from?
good gosh, how many freaking intersectional things could they put in there? Poverty, hunger, inequalities, and then inclusive societies to protect human rights, promote gender equality, empowerment of women and girls. 7 things. 7 things. Like,
Look,
and also, good gosh, like, if we were going to fix poverty, let's look at this.
but when did people become like literally the like how did we say, okay, because we live, or because I'm born 3,000 years later, I'm smarter, and now I realize the way society has worked is not right. It's like women are treated poorly, and it's like women never said that before. uh, Racism. It was like nobody was racist before.
Right?
It's like all these things, or these new things. It seems to be uh, obviously an agenda in place with the head Eminem in charge, Klaus. So, or
This is what's
previous.
continue.
No, that was it.
This is what's crazy. This is what tells you that your elected leaders are more stupid than what you think they are. And it's either they're stupid, and neither one of these are like redeemable, or like, what's the word I'm looking for? Forgivable for the positions they hold, because they're either freaking stupid or they're complicit, and they know that they're wasting our money for more power, because they sit there and they go to this thing, the World Economic Forum, that wants to end poverty and hunger everywhere. Okay, everywhere. That is the entire world. Let's look at the United States, period. Trillions have been spent on poverty in the U.S. since the quote-unquote war on poverty began in the 1960s, with estimates ranging from $23 trillion to over $30 trillion by various analysis, including federal, state, and local funding for numerous anti-poverty programs. Yet, poverty rates have remained relatively stagnant, leading to debates on program effectiveness, according to sources like the Cato Institute, the Heritage Foundation, and the Texas Public Policy Foundation. Annually, U.S. governments spend roughly $1.8 trillion on these programs, comprising over 80 different initiatives, with projections for welfare spending increasing significantly in coming years, notes the Cato Institute and the Economic Policy Innovation Center. 30 trillion, let's go to the lower end. $23 trillion has been spent to fight poverty and to fight hunger in the United States. That is just the United States. I can't imagine the freaking world. Like, it just says tens of trillions of dollars. There's no single figure for total spending on poverty, but estimates suggest tens of trillions have been spent globally on aid and domestic programs, with recent figures showing around $224 billion in annual official development assistance, ODA, in 2023, while the cost to end extreme poverty is estimated at $318 billion annually, indicating that current funds are close but misdirected or insufficient, with effectiveness often questioned. And this is the other part that really pisses me off. is a lot of these countries that get these funds are third world countries. And you know why they stay third world is because their governments are freaking corrupt. So they get the aid, they get the money, they get the funds, they get anything and everything that first world countries give to them, and then they either sell it on the black market or they sit there and they keep it from their people for power for whatever reason. You know, like you can't give out $30 trillion in aid and there not be fraud. Nothing changes, nothing. $30 trillion did not move the needle for anything.
Here's the thing. Poverty is a mindset.
100%.
Poverty is not. You can't throw money at poverty. You can't assist. The person has to grow out of poverty, and that's what people aren't understanding. Like, I mean, I'm still working my way out of poverty because I was in a deep, impoverished mindset, and so uh, that's just life. Like, you have to understand how to properly manage things. Like, you can't just do whatever you want in life and expect it to end up how you want it. Uh, you have to put effort and attention to details and things, and knowing what's going in, what's coming out. Um, I just, I don't have any sympathy or empathy towards people in low income because I was there, still there, according to the tax bracket. And yeah, I'm still working. So y'all can shut up and stop complaining.
Oh my gosh. Shut up or stop complaining.
So, but we have a little bit of time left. I want to hit on Don Lemon.
Oh yeah, little turd link.
Yeah. So Don Lemon decided to go and extend this whole. If you guys have seen Drewski, did the whole skit about the church, which was hilarious. Uh, when the red bottom shoes, flying around the church and stuff like that, making fun of basically prosperity gospel type of teachings and vibe. So Don Lemon with the anti-ICE mob ended up going into this church in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Minnesota, and they came in and was like, "How could you guys be in here and not be protesting?" And I was like, excuse my language, Thomas. But I was like, if somebody came to me, I'd be like, my nigga, like, I don't understand your brain. Like, I'm at church. Like in America, like Sunday is like the day you go into the doors and do worship, Sunday school, drinking coffee, right? All those things. And Don Lemon knows that, and he claims Christianity. And he went behind these anti-ICE protesters to interview the pastor. And as they were, the protesters were saying, like, I can't believe you guys are here celebrating, or not celebrating, but here at church and not doing the real Lord's work, which is protesting against ICE. Then Don Lemon chose that angle to say, how is this Christian? How is this? And and started asking the pastor and another guy questions. And honestly, I think the way those guys handled it was amazing. Um, I think they handled it very gracefully and patient, uh, which is honestly a great representation of a church. Now, if it was at Michael Todd's church, you know, it would have been a little different. Like Michael Todd would have put out a whole response sermon video to clear his name. So I don't know, but my thoughts on that is Don Lemon is a beta male. Um, I'm not saying that because he's gay. I actually think there are some gay people that are more alpha males than him. uh, I just think he's a beta male because he chose to go after people in their most vulnerable moment, and he chose to expose that. And my biggest thing is bullies. He bullied that church. He bullied that congregation into developing an angle that he wanted to develop under the Christianity name. Um, and I believe, as a believer, somebody like that should be publicly denounced as a Christian. He is not a Christian. He doesn't show any fruit as a Christian. And he is somebody who is continuing this divide that we experience in America. And unfortunately, he's black. I wish he was white and gay. Um, but because he's black and gay, he uses the blackness in order to gain even more traction between people. So I don't like him. Nicki Minaj called him out, and I respect Nicki Minaj 100% or 100 times more than I ever have, like beyond music, um, because now he's in his feelings about Nicki Minaj calling him out, and he's saying that she should be deported and that she's no longer in support of black people. And once again, he's using his blackness in order to gain followers. And so I don't like him. What's your take?
Um, I don't appreciate the disrespect for the Lord's house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, where two or more are gathered, then Jesus is there. But the church is where people gather on Sunday. I don't appreciate the disrespect um, for the service at which where Christians are called to worship the God of the universe. To come in there and to make it all about yourself is for a show, and that's it. If you wanted to enact change, then you would have scheduled a time to meet with those pastors. You would have, if you really wanted a platform, you could have gone Don to those pastors and you could have said, "Hey, man, listen, I don't think that you guys are doing things right. I'd like to have a forum with you and debate you on these issues." But no, Don, you didn't do that. What you did was cowardly, and it was Marxistly, and you went in there and you caused a fuss. You went in there and you caused a riot, and you didn't care. You didn't care. You didn't care for what they said. You wanted to have your moment in the sunshine, and you had it. Good for you. Kudos. Small amount of golf claps. But this goes to just another line item on his rap sheet of, or I should say resume, of things that are just disrespectful and disgusting um, from a news organization standpoint, from a reporter standpoint, from a journalist standpoint. Like, it's just sad, like, you don't do that. If you're going to sit there, which I know he has he has numerous times sat there and said that Trump needs to raise the caliber of the conversation, and don't stoop down to name calling and all that. Don, there's no difference than what you think of Trump when he name calls on in twittering, tweeting, whatever you want to call it, Xing, or putting on Truth Social. There's no difference in him doing those things and you going in there and making a freaking fuss about everything. So, I challenge you to be better, Don. You got a massive platform, and I wish I had your platform. I wish I had it. I would like to think I'd be a better steward of the power of the
You wish you were
platform at which
black
you
and
carry.
gay?
No, I do not. I'm happy, very happy for the way that I am. But I wish that I had the platform of the millions of people that see him, watch him, follow him, listen to him, subscribe to him, whatever you want to say. And I hope and I pray that he sees that, and that he recognizes it, and that he will raise the standard. Yeah, we can all kind of agree Trump could raise the standard of the conversation. I've never disagreed with that. I do recognize that a lot of the people that he's speaking to have no desire to raise the conversation. And so, I mean, how else do you communicate with them? Like the Bible says that you answer a fool in its folly. The Bible says to run away from fools. Well, when people don't want to communicate well, when people want to come into your country and completely destroy it, when people want to enact laws and change and governmental ideologies that have been proven over years, hundreds of years, that have destroyed people. Look at communism. There's like over 100 million people that were killed in communism just the last century. But there's people in this country that want communism. There's people in this country that want to enact forms of Marxism. I mean, give me a break. I mean, Marxism was a known Satanist. The guy was a known Satanist. And that is, him and Lenin, freaking the fathers of communism and socialism. Like, and you want that stuff in your country? No, freaking heck, no. Like, please go somewhere else. Like, I'm not mad at you for being a communist, but I'm mad that you want to make my country into a ideology that has killed millions of people and that is rooted in Satan worship. I mean, there's just no other thing about it. And so, yeah, I just like, be better, Don. Just be better. And I'd love to talk to you about it, dude. Yeah, come on. Let's talk. I bet you can find some common ground.
Yeah, I don't have time to talk to people like Don. Just picking up his personality type is that he's a diva and is definitely going to be just an attention grab. It's no common ground. It's some people don't want common ground. Some people just want to be right. And Don
agreed.
Lemon seems to be that type of guy. I'm not saying that he is, but he seems to be based off his actions.
No, I don't disagree, but I would love to get to the place where I could have a conversation and I could look at him and say, we are not going to end on common ground because you don't want it. Mm-hmm. You don't want it. And I want to be able to look at them and I want to say that to them. Like, in that way, when they go back to their side of the aisle and they go, no, we can't ever be at peace with these people. I want it in the back of their mind where I told them, you're the one that doesn't want peace. Mm-hmm. You're the one. Not me. You. You don't want peace. You don't want to find common ground. You want to continue to erode the divide between us.
Well, they're pushing for purge. Like, I definitely. We all know Hollywood is subliminal, but all those purge movies somehow sunk into people's head, and now what they used to fear actually happened. Like they're pushing for. So a lot of people on the left that are okay with the idea of purge. Now they're okay with guns. Like it's like um it's a brainwash side of the nation that are easily manipulated to do whatever the upper power want. You know, um, upper power, not God. Just for clarification, for the people who are not Christian, but upper power in this world right now, who has the most power and money, right? So, um, with that said, I think that is a wrap. Um, Don Lemon is a beta male. Klaus was an Eminem undercover. So, um, yeah. Thomas, you got anything else?
Yeah, last thing I have is something that's been on my mind is like how do we get here as a country? And I think at the root of every American, we are a little libertarian, where it's like you just do you and stay
Mm-hmm.
away from me, like live and let live, and whether you want to say you're libertarian or not, I think that's kind of ingrained in the fabric of an American citizen. And so the issue with that is that you can live and let live if everybody that you're living around falls under your culture, your customs, and your laws. The issue is that when you allow people in that do not follow your culture, your customs, or your laws, then and you just like, oh, live and let live. Well, guess what? They don't follow your culture, customs, and laws. So guess what's going to happen? They're going to just continue in their culture, customs, and laws. And when more of their people come, whatever they are or wherever they're from, they're just going to continue to grow. And then you get to a place where you don't recognize your own city or your own town or your own state, much less your own country. And so I want to challenge us as Americans to step out of the comfort zone of just accepting live and let live. Like we have got to get back to a place where we have the melting pot, where you come to America. Listen, I want you to bring your food. I want you to bring some of your cultures and your customs. Like they're beautiful, but I want them to be woven into the fabric of America and our society. The First Amendment, the Second Amendment, Third, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, Seventh, Eighth, 10th Amendments. I want them to be woven into the fabric of that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator to certain inalienable rights, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. That's what I want. You can't come here and have your entire body covered in a freaking towel cloth and say that you care about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for everyone involved when you treat your spouse that way. Like it's disrespectful. It's disgusting. I lose every single day time for it. And we have to get to a place where we can say, listen, we want you here, but we don't accept that. Like be better. Obviously you can do whatever you want as long as it's not public indecency, but be better. Like almost shame people to doing the right thing. Like 6, 7, 8 years ago, there was a big joke going around that's like, we need to bring back bullying. And to an extent, I don't necessarily disagree, because
I was
if
four
you
hundred. Wait, let me make sure you can hear me. I was 410 or plus pounds. I know I was more than 400. and 10 pounds. Well, I know I was more than 400 because the scale was the max 400. I was bullied throughout. You bullied me. Nah, you didn't bully me.
I didn't bully you. I was like, get on the scale.
Yeah, yeah. I was just like, hey man, you should weigh yourself and stuff. Maybe I'm not saying you're fat, but maybe you just should figure it out.
You gotta lose what you gotta lose.
Yep. uh, but nah, like, dude, those are the things that may be better. Like the tough love, regardless if it was out of love or not. The truth was said. If there was truth in whatever that person said, that mattered. People need to get okay with hearing truth. People need to stop sugarcoating the truth. Tell the truth. Like it's so easy to just say it, and you could work it. Like I used to be. I can't remember if somebody told me this or not, or I just developed it myself. But whoever the person was, if I don't remember, I wish I could give them credit, but I can't. But it is better to just tell the truth if it stings or whatever the case may be, and it's ugly. Like the habit of telling the truth over time, you'll get better at giving a more graceful version of it. In the beginning, I was just truthful, and it got me in trouble a lot. I was confused. I was like, well, I mean, I just told the truth. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, why are you trying to lie to me? Like, I just want the truth. And over time, I got better at telling the truth still, but in a graceful way because I understood how people felt depending on how I gave the truth to them. So I got better with concise in my words to convey that truth.
Mm.
But truth ultimately wins. Truth ultimately matters. Stop living in lies. That's the problem. We're living in a fantasy world full of lies, and nobody's willing to face the truth.
Yeah, it's a crazy world, and I just we've got to start standing up for our culture, for our way of life. And that doesn't ever mean to sit there and say that, hey, we just stick our head in the sand and we don't change or grow. No, but we grow from where we were built from, and we mature from where we were built from. And so, I just, that's what I want. That's what I want for us. So, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope y'all listened to it. Please leave a comment if you've got something to say. We'd love to hear it. And if you want to be on the show, shoot, we'll have you on. And we're open to talk to anybody about anything at any time, as long as we're good to be on the show. So,
as long as you're not crazy, or you'll be kicked off. All right, see you guys.